What would you do if you heard your child's life support equipment suddenly blaring with alarm bells, only to discover that someone had deliberately sabotaged it? The sound of my daughter's desperate wheezing still haunts me, as does the image of Miranda Prescott standing over her, an empty soda can in her manicured hand with a look of smug satisfaction on her face. My name is Dr. Rachel Bennett. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon at St. Joseph Medical Center in Houston and a single mother to the most incredible 10-year-old girl you'll ever meet, my daughter Lily. Lily was born with severe chronic lung disease, a condition that requires her to use a portable ventilator to breathe. That machine is literally her lifeline, though apparently that fact meant nothing to Miranda Prescott, the president of our homeowners association. We moved to Willow Creek Estates just over a month ago when I accepted the position as the head of cardiothoracic surgery at St. Joseph after my husband, Eric, died suddenly 3 years ago from an aneurysm. Lily and I needed a fresh start. Eric had been my rock-me partner in caring for Lily's complex medical needs and my best friend since our days in med school. His loss left a void that no amount of career success could fill. But I was determined to create a safe, stable environment for my daughter. Willow Creek seemed perfect at first glance. A beautiful, upscale neighborhood with excellent security, well-maintained amenities, and proximity to both my hospital and a great school known for supporting children with medical challenges. The homes were spacious with open layouts and wide doorways, ideal for accommodating Lily's medical equipment. The community also featured an accessible playground and a pool, which was a huge selling point for us. What the realtor failed to mention was that living in Willow Creek meant surrendering to the tyrannical rule of Miranda Prescott. Miranda was a former energy sector executive in her early 50s who seemed to have redirected all her corporate aggression into micromanaging our neighborhood. With her platinum blonde bob, designer suits, and ever-present iPad used to track violations, she treated the HOA rulebook like scripture. Our first encounter with her came just 48 hours after we moved in. I was still unpacking when the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw Miranda tapping her foot impatiently, sunglasses perched atop her head despite the cloudy sky. When I answered, she offered a tight smile that never reached her eyes. Dr. Bennett, I'm Miranda Prescott, president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association. I noticed you have medical equipment visible from the street. I blinked, surprised. Yes, that's my daughter's ventilator. She has chronic lung disease. I understand, Miranda replied smoothly, but Section 84 of our community guidelines requires that all medical equipment be screened from public view. It affects property values. Here's your copy of the regulations. She handed me a thick binder. The violation fee is $150 per day, but I'll waive it today since you're new. I stared at her, stunned. That equipment keeps my daughter alive. It needs to be accessible. I'm sure you can figure something out, she said with a shrug. Maybe some tasteful curtains. We value aesthetics here. She turned and walked away, pausing only to tap something into her iPad. I closed the door, seething. I dealt with difficult personalities before, demanding patience, arrogant surgeons, but Miranda's indifference toward my daughter's health was beyond callous. That encounter was just the beginning. In the weeks that followed, Miranda cited us for one violation after another: the wheelchair ramp installed at our back door, unapproved modification, the parking space I designated for our medical transport van, improperly marked, even the extra air conditioning unit we used to regulate Lily's room temperature, unsightly addition. Each time, I pushed back, citing ADA protections. Each time, she found another rule to weaponize against us. But the most absurd complaint came when Miranda claimed that the gentle hum of Lily's ventilator violated noise ordinances. I had to enlist an acoustical engineer from the hospital to document that the device was well within acceptable limits. She's targeting you specifically, my neighbor Sarah told me one evening as we watched our children play together. Her son, Mateo, had quickly bonded with Lily. No one else gets this level of scrutiny. She doesn't like that you're standing up to her. Why? We're following the rules, I said. You're a successful doctor, a single mom, and you don't fit into her perfect little box, Sarah replied. You're not intimidated by her, and that terrifies her. Despite Miranda's constant harassment, Lily thrived. She was a brilliant, artistic child with an infectious laugh and a passion for drawing superheroes. Her favorite creation was Ventilator Girl, a heroine whose life-sustaining equipment gave her special powers. But nothing prepared me for what happened at the Willow Creek summer pool party, the so-called highlight of the social calendar. Lily had been looking forward to it for weeks, practicing how to explain her ventilator to other kids. The day was blazing hot, typical of July in Houston. We arrived just after the festivities began and set up near the shallow end of the pool where Lily could dip her feet in the water while keeping her ventilator safe and dry on the deck. Everything was going well. Neighborhood kids gathered around Lily, fascinated by her superhero drawings. Even some parents struck up friendly conversations. I began to feel, for the first time, that we might belong. Then Miranda showed up. She marched over, her husband trailing behind her with an extravagant picnic setup, and zeroed in on Lily's ventilator like it was an eyesore. "Dr. Bennett," she said with that same tight smile, "I don't recall approving medical devices at the pool." "It's not pool equipment, Miranda. It's my daughter's ventilator. She needs it to live." "Yes, but we have regulations. Health codes, you understand." I checked with the health department. Portable medical devices are allowed. Lily looked up, her smile fading. "Is there a problem, Mom?" "No, sweetheart," I replied, keeping my eyes locked on Miranda. "We're just having a conversation." "The humming noise is disruptive," Miranda insisted. "It ruins the atmosphere." "No one else seems bothered," I replied, gesturing to the other parents nearby. "Perhaps your daughter would be more comfortable at home," she suggested, her voice dripping with condescension. I fought to stay calm. "Lily has every right to be here. Her medical needs are protected by federal law." Miranda's lips pressed into a thin line, but she backed off temporarily. What happened next still feels surreal. I had to run to the car to grab Lily's special sunscreen. I was gone less than 3 minutes. As I hurried back, I heard the unmistakable alarm of Lily's ventilator. I sprinted to the poolside to find Lily gasping for breath, her ventilator screaming, the screen flashing liquid detection warnings. And there stood Miranda holding an empty soda can. "What happened?" I shouted, rushing to Lily's side, activating the backup system. "I accidentally spilled my drink," Miranda said casually, though her expression was anything but remorseful. But Nathan, another neighbor, stepped forward, phone in hand. "That's not what happened. I was filming my kids when I caught this on video." The footage showed Miranda deliberately pouring the soda over Lily's ventilator, whispering, "Let's see if you can stay at the party now." My mind went blank with horror and rage. This wasn't an accident. It was attempted murder. The rest of the story unfolds with legal battles, federal investigations, and a community forced to confront the ugliness they had allowed to fester. But the heart of the story remains Lily, her strength, her resilience, and the compassion that ultimately transformed our neighborhood.